you, Sharon. It is always good to hear from family on a day like today. And after that family witness, family singing, and Chuck and Leslie sharing, and Sharon singing, I can guarantee you that's Evelyn's favorite part of the service. I probably just say amen and you go home, but I'm a Methodist preacher, so it's not quite that easy. But what else should we say here? And you are special, Chuck. You demonstrated that for